Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook, and Happy New Year. I know some of you who follow my channel have been wondering where I've been. I've taken a bit of a break for the last 6 weeks or so. Bob's had an operation over the summer for his hip, and whilst he was recuperating, we needed extra time to get things done around the farm, and just before Christmas we both fell ill with the dreaded virus, but we're both okay now and we managed to have a nice Christmas anyway. So today I'm going to be doing a video on 2 types of frugal seasonal soups using vegetables from your garden or maybe leftover vegetables that you may have from Christmas, things like carrots, parsnips, swede, rutabaga, etc. And just having something warming and nutritious and quick and easy to make. These 2 recipes that I'm going to use are based on the soup recipes that we use at our community food project here in Lampeter, and my friend Jill, who works in the kitchen there, basically comes up with these recipes based on whatever is donated that day. So she's really thinking on her feet. So I've watched her and I've sampled it when I've worked there, and they are tasty recipes. She's a very good cook. So I'm basing my recipes on Jill's ideas. So thank you very much, Jill. And let's get started and see what ingredients we need today. Okay, it's not 100% authentic, but it's near enough as far as I'm aware. I'm sure the purists out here in Wales would say that I've missed something out, but I've tried to keep it as authentic as possible. Right, okay, so we've got some rutabaga or swede, which I'm going to peel and cut into cubes. I'm going to add some cubed up carrots and parsnips. I've got a leek from the garden and some Brussels sprouts, and about 2/3 of an onion, a bit of garlic. This is some elephant garlic, potatoes, parsley, a little bit of fresh thyme that I picked from the garden, and this is from the polytunnel. And just to thicken up the soup, I'm going to add 100 grams of red lentils. Now, they don't require any pre-soaking, but you should rinse them off just to wash any dust off. Okay, I'm also making a litre of vegetable stock using some marigold bouillon powder. You don't have to use that particular brand. That's what I've got on hand. You could just use a regular vegetable stock cube, or if you're more organized than me, you can use your own homemade vegetable stock. Or if you prefer and want to use chicken stock or some other sort of stock, feel free. It's quite flexible. I've also got some pepper and salt to taste, and I'm going to use about a tablespoon of vegetable oil in the pan just to sweat off the vegetables to give them a little bit more of a nice flavor and texture. So as you can see, I've chopped up all the vegetables into similar sized pieces. I've sliced the 6 Brussels sprouts in half. These are optional. They're not really part of a Welsh vegetable cawl, but I had them available, so I'm going to put them in. And the garlic is minced and the parsley is chopped up. So let's get started doing the cooking. I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of oil to my soup pan, and I'm going to let that warm up before adding the vegetables. which I'm going to stir and just saute a little bit until they're tender. So I've got the leeks and the onions and the garlic, potatoes, the swede, the parsnips, and carrots. They can all go in. There's no particular order because they're all fairly long cooking veg, the root veg in particular. And the onions and leeks need to be in there at the start in order to impart their flavour. Now come the sliced Brussels sprouts. Oh, and there's the garlic. I thought I put that in earlier, but obviously not. Now we're just going to give that a really nice stir for a few minutes, just so that flavors can mingle and you get a little tiny bit of caramelization on some of the vegetables. I think it just adds to the flavor. And we'll come back. The chopped parsley I'm going to add at the very end because you want that fresh taste and that sort of nice bright colour. Time to add the rinsed off red lentils into the mix. Again, these I don't think are traditional in a Welsh Cawl soup, but they are cheap and cheerful and add a certain thickness and texture and a little extra protein as well. And now I'm adding my vegetable stock. Give it a really good stir. I think I might just need a little bit more liquid. You want to cover the vegetables. So I'm just adding a little bit more. This recipe is not so much a recipe, it's more guidance and sort of an idea of how to make the soup. And you can tweak it and adjust it as you see fit. Okay, here's the fresh thyme, which I'm going to pull off the stem and add to the soup. So it has time to flavor the ingredients. Give everything another good stir. And then you're going to cover it and let it simmer for about 30 minutes or so. And we'll be back when it's all cooked and tender. Okay, so it's been about 35 minutes and it's smelling gorgeous. And all the vegetables appear to be cooked and are tender. And I'm just going to give a little taste test. You can add things like salt and pepper at this stage. Time to add the chopped fresh parsley. It'll add a certain freshness and colour to the soup. It's okay to put the stems in. I should have chopped them up a bit more, but they'll be fine. Okay, I lost battery power just as I was eating that soup, unfortunately. But I'll give you a little bit of feedback on what I found with it. It was delicious. The texture was thick and very satisfying, lots of good flavors. I think in hindsight, don't put too many brassicas in there. Swede or rutabaga is traditional in a Welsh Cawl soup. Brussels sprouts are not. They're nice, they're pretty, and they offer nice texture, but I think the two brassicas together probably made it a little bit too strong in flavor. So what I did was add a little bit more vegetable stock to the mix, and that smoothed it out and just balanced it a bit better. So that was my observation, my sort of personal taste thing. But again, these soups are really up to your interpretation. You can add or subtract whatever ingredients you want or have on hand. It's just kind of a guidance. Anyway, we'll move on to the carrot and coriander soup now. So I've got some chopped carrots, about 700 grams. I've got a large chopped onion and a couple of cloves of chopped garlic and some fresh grated ginger. You can use powder if that's all you've got. I've got about a litre of vegetable stock, again made up with the Marigold bouillon, or you can use any stock cube you have. Fresh coriander, and we've got vegetable oil and a stick blender. Incidentally, coriander is called cilantro across the pond. We use that term interchangeably here in the UK. So take your nice heavy bottom soup pan, add a bit of oil to it and get it heated up before adding your aromatic vegetables. In this case, that would be the onion and then the garlic and the ginger, and give everything a really good stir because you don't want it to catch on the bottom of the pan. Now add your ever important carrots, otherwise it's not a carrot and coriander soup. Give that a stir. Get those flavors mixed together. Oh, it smells wonderful, and let it cook for about 5 minutes, stirring continuously. You just want to slightly caramelize those flavors. Now time to add your vegetable stock. Give it a good stir and let it simmer until tender. So that's going to be about 20-25 minutes. Time to add the all-important coriander or cilantro, as it's known across the pond. And we're going to get our stick blender and puree this in. It's going to give lovely little green flecks in the otherwise orange carroty soup. And the smell is amazing. Now, here's a little tip. If you really don't like cilantro or coriander, you can use chopped fresh parsley, or you can use chives, or you can use whatever fresh herbs you like. But it won't be a carrot and coriander soup anymore. It'll be a carrot and something else soup. But it's entirely up to you because you have to eat it. Oh, now it's time for the taste test. So I'm going to shout a couple of bowls, one for me, one for Bob. Tell me what you think. What do you think, Bob?
Excellent as usual.
I think you're a little biased, but thank you. And once again, thank you for watching Sow, Grow and Cook, and hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.
Bye.